Leaving Amarillo, we see a sight that would bring a smile to any historic car aficionado. A whole truckload of vintage Corvettes. I couldn't help but smile at the irony, though. I mean, here we are in two vintage replicas that together have clocked more than 200,000 miles, while the Corvettes suffer the indignity of being trailered to their destination. Crossing into New Mexico, we pull in for gas in a little out-of-the-way town, where we come across a section of highway that played a major role in American history, Route 66. And it seems the locals are Ford fans as well. As if on cue, the sun comes out and the weather clears. And the air is still crisp when we stop for lunch, but the clear skies help Ralph decide to take his top off, his car top, that is. This weather must seem like summertime in Maine to Ralph. Earl and I decide it's still a little bit too nippy for our delicate southern cheeks, so our top stays on. As we cross the border into Arizona, we decide to take a little break from driving, stretch our legs, and act like tourists for a while. We find this place and couldn't resist taking a look around. Well, this sign is definitely Earl. Back outside, Ralph uses the time to replace a burned-out light bulb while Earl takes a few pictures. And finally, it's time to hit the road again. A gorgeous western sunset finds us outside of Flagstaff on our way to Kingman, Arizona. There's something about the air out west, especially at altitude, that makes for killer sunsets. The cars have performed well and our spirits are high as we end day 3. Day 4 arrives, and for the first time we all sleep in a little later. We're only a short drive from our final destination, and Earl is eager to get going. He wants to have plenty of time to set up his wares at the racetrack, so Ralph and I bid him goodbye. Ralph and I head up to Mr. D's, a famous burger joint in Kingman, where we plan on meeting up with the Arizona Factory 5 group, who will escort us the rest of the way to Vegas. One by one, the group arrives and cars begin to fill the parking lot. It's great to see so many Factory 5 cars and so many familiar faces. I spot Paul Gillespie, who I'd met the year before when I was filming at Bob Bondurant's school in Phoenix. I decide to hitch a ride with Paul on our final leg of the trip. Arriving at Hoover Dam, we must have made quite a sight. Ralph takes stock of our trip to date.
It's held up well. One light bulb on the left side, one cracked wind wing, and
whose fault was that?
The schmucky driver, and one blower valve that finally quit after 120,000 miles. It finally gave up. So, other than that, everything else is done well. No problems. Just keeps humming along.
After 3.5 days of riding in 3 different Factory 5 roadsters with more than 2,300 miles behind me, I have finally arrived. Early the next morning, I team back up with Ralph and we make our way to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, site of the 2003 Factory 5 Nationals. I asked Ralph if maybe it was just a little crazy to drive cross-country and then run his car on a track.
My plan always in the back of my mind is if I have a problem, if something strange happens, then I'll find the nearest U-Haul place, get a trailer, throw it on the trailer, haul it home with the truck, and be done with it and fix it up. What has amazed me constantly, and has amazed probably others, is that I can come to a track event, drive the track event so aggressively, and still be able to drive the car home. It's not like I go to the track event and take it easy and kind of take slow laps around. Most of the guys who have seen me on the track events will see that I'll drive as aggressively as I can. Now we get to go play on the autocross track. I don't baby the car at the open track events. And that's probably a testament to two factors. One is the kind of car that Factory 5 was offering us. They were offering us a car that was really lightweight, aluminum and really well-made chassis and a very lightweight body, and using components that were designed for a much heavier weight car, for a Mustang. Basic engine is still the original block from when I built the car in 1998.
How's the time going?
Fast down into the 20. There's one guy in the 23s. There's
Race
a couple
tires?
other guys in the 20. No, those are street.
Street tires? What have I got to get down to?
23-2. You can do it.
I can get 2 more seconds
You
out
can
of
get
it.
it. Yep.
I can get 2.
You got 23-954. Second place streetcar class.
This is fun.
It's fun.
Smoother was better.
Exactly. Good job, Ralph.
After a full day of open track and several autocross runs, it's time to head back to the hotel and the awards dinner. Ralph is obviously eager to see if his autocross time will hold up and if he'll go home with a trophy. Even if he doesn't win, he still made an impressive showing, especially in a car with nearly 200,000 miles on the odometer.
In sixth place is the Traveler, Ralph Button.
Ralph takes home a 6th place trophy for his efforts. But his evening is not over yet.
Once a year we recognize an outstanding person with what we call the Factory 5 Legacy Award. And that award is given to the person who has made the greatest contribution to our sport and our community.
So, anyway, we have a Legacy Award this year. Person doesn't know about it. He was mentioned previously. His car is slightly out of warranty. Ralph Button, come on up here.
The biggest surprise was the Legacy Award that I got. As Dave Smith was describing the award, it was like I didn't know who he was going to give it to, and he was describing who had been given to before. People like Dick Smith, Bob Bondurant, and then for him to say my name in the same group because I've now received that award, that probably was the biggest shock, and I was still kind of numb that they actually wanted to give that award to me. That probably meant the most to me from any of the other trophies I've ever gotten for anything.
Ralph now stands proud among the other Legacy Award recipients. This award is only given to those who symbolize the spirit behind the Factory 5 Roadster. And I think Ralph Button certainly qualifies in this regard. For me, my journey is over, but Ralph Button still has many miles to go before his trip is finished and he's back home again. Ralph plans to leave Las Vegas and drive to San Francisco, then turn around and head back cross-country to North Carolina. I asked Ralph about his future plans.
In the far distant reaches, it is possible that you may find me one day making a drive up to Alaska.
I don't doubt for a minute that someday the Traveler and his blue Roadster will be heading up the Alcan Highway. After all he has to do is point his car north and turn up the heater.